Hi, I'm Steve, the introverted traveler. I've made it my mission in life to explore the beaches, deserts, mountains, and even cityscapes around us, and to do so while avoiding contact with as many people as possible. And although I will never hang out with you for any reason, I do invite you to join me on my journey. Come and see the world through the eyes of an extreme introvert. On this edition, we are hiking through the rain and the fog on our way to Dry Creek in Pacific Crest Falls, near Cascade Locks in northern Oregon. Along the way, we will see cloudy skies, walk through dark forests, and experience the beauty of water falling in the wintertime. All this and much more on this Introverted Travels. Greetings, and I'm back yet again on yet another adventure. And today, well, just take a look at me. Take a look at my lovely middle-aged face and tell me how you think I'm gonna start this introduction section. I mean, I'm not really innovative and creative. If you've seen any of my numerous rambling, bitchy videos, you'll know probably exactly what I'm gonna say. But today, Oregon is being Oregon.
It is cloudy, it is misty, it is foggy, it is gloomy, it is dark, it is damp, it is moist.
In other words, it's raining again. And the Pacific Northwest is once again Pacific Northwesting. And unfortunately, I have attempted to record this introduction section like 15 times. So you're gonna get the abridged, probably crappy, and more than likely not funny or less funny than usual. But since people will claim that all my videos are unfunny, you're probably not gonna miss out on much. Today, I am out past the Bridge of the Gods in Cascade Locks on our wonderful, beautiful friend.
A very muddy, damp, and wet Pacific Crest Trail.
I am doing what All Trails claims is about a 4.5 mile hike to something called Dry Creek Falls, but this is a moderate hike, so you know I can't make it easy on myself. I mean, it's raining and misty.
And I'm literally just one arc away from a biblical prophecy coming true.
So of course, you know, I'm going to add on to the hike. I'm going to add more miles. I'm going to be out here longer, and I'm going to torture myself even more than I'm already being tortured because, well, frankly, it's entertaining and I got nothing else to do. I'm going to go beyond Dry Creek Falls to something called Pacific Crest Falls. There's apparently some cool geological structures out there. There's apparently another waterfall out there, and hopefully there's no more damn people out there, because unfortunately, in the process of trying to make this introduction section, I have seen 5 people. I've been standing out here trying to do this for like 15-20 minutes, and I've seen 5 people.
In this weather, literally, there's toads and snakes raining on my head.
Okay, not really, but I'm going to keep up the Bible stuff because it's entertaining and it's painting a portrait that
I'm standing in the middle of terribleness.
And yet, there's still people. When I got to the trailhead, there were only 2 cars. There was me, so that's actually technically 3, but we don't count me. But there was me, there was an SUV, and there was a Sprinter van of some kind. But I don't count Sprinter vans as a vehicle because in my mind, they're just so ridiculous looking, they can't possibly exist. So I think I was just hallucinating. But now that I've been out here for a little while, they've come. So, unfortunately, I'm out here in the apocalypse, in the biblical flood of Oregon, aka a normal rainy day here in the Pacific Northwest. There's Sprinter vans, there's doom and gloom, there's the Pacific Crest Trail, and there's people. So I don't think I really need to say anything else. You know I'm wet, you know it's gloomy, and you know I'm miserable. So it's Sunday. I mean, it's a typical Sunday video. And frankly, this is a typical introduction for my Sunday videos. It's raining and we're gonna go see a waterfall. So let's go get that nightmare over so I can bitch and complain about some other thing that annoys me on the trail. So in addition to the veil of mist that is ever thickening and creeping towards me, because I think it may be sentient and I think it may be coming to eat me. But I'm also hearing somewhere in the distance, happened a few minutes ago at least, I heard the Columbia River Gorge train that I've talked about in past videos. It goes by the river every few minutes and goes toot toot every time. I don't know what it's carrying. I don't know if it's alien bodies. I don't know if it's weapons grade biological weapons. I don't know if it's a time machine. I don't know if it's auto parts and black beans going to the supermarket. It could be any of those things or a combination of all those things, which would make a really weird Stephen King novel. But in addition to all that,
I've also been hearing gunshots in the distance.
Seriously, is it redneck mating season already up here in Oregon? I thought that was in February. I mean, I haven't heard the hee-haws and banjo music yet, but I'm expecting it any minute. And when it happens, I'm running. You never know what you're going to get on a Sunday hike day in
Armageddon weather.
and you never know at any given time what's going to walk out of the mist at you. I just experienced, unfortunately, 4 humans, but fortunately, 3 dogs. Now, luckily, I didn't experience anything else because I don't know how to count very well on my fingers. But we can do the introverted math on that situation all we want, because the wonderful, heartwarming presence of dogs cancels out the soul-sucking, awful, heartbreaking presence of other human beings. But really, the takeaway was they came out of the mist. I got barked at. There was another dog that sniffed me, and there was another dog tucked in the sweater or the jacket of one of the hikers. And there were people there too, so I got the good mornings and the hellos and but I got barked and sniffed at, so I'm actually doing okay. Really, that again, it's introverted math, but it's in a different way. I got a bunch of asinine, awful, rude, terrible greetings, but I also got barked and sniffed at. So all in all, I think I'm doing okay. I think the equilibrium has been restored. So
onward into the hell mist.
And let's see what else crawls out at me and barks and sniffs. Probably gonna be other hikers. All right, so I'm approaching Dry Creek Falls, and I'm giving the introduction to that approach here because I have a feeling that there are people. But the problem I'm having also is there's rushing water in the distance, and I really need to pee. So I'm gonna make this as fast as possible.
I'm hearing the water in that direction. In that direction were some hikers that just passed me,
And that was terrible. And I really gotta pee. And
still misty, foggy, and gloomy out there.
I don't think any of those things are connected together. Well, let's pretend they are. I'm gonna go look at the waterfall really fast. I'll turn on the GoPro, we'll go ooh, we'll go ah, and then I'm gonna go in the bushes and go ah, because I really have to pee. I don't know if I've emphasized that or not. I gotta pee, and there's a waterfall, so let's, if there's no one there, let's go pee in the waterfall. Come on. Okay, I'm not quite there because I had to duck off the trail and turn on the camera so I could moan, complain, and bitch. You know, my usual. But I'm out here in
the middle of the spooky, scary woods on a terrible, no horrible, no good, rainy Oregon day.
There's a waterfall in the middle of nowhere, and I haven't yet gone up to it because there's people. Not only are there people, they're sitting up there camping out. And there's tents all over this place too, so they're literally out here camping out, staring at the freaking waterfall. I swear. I'm always told, go deeper in the woods, go deeper in the woods, go deeper in the woods. If you want to get away from people, go in the middle of the woods. Well, guess what? I'm in the middle of the woods, and there's people. But hey, look,
That's not the waterfall, but it's basically a simulation. I mean, it's water falling over rocks.
It gets bigger from there, but that's the gist of it. Water over rocks, you get the idea. But yeah, for you, for all of you, I'm gonna go brave the freaking hordes and take some video of this waterfall. You're welcome. All right, so I just came from Dry Creek Falls. I got up there, and unfortunately, you know what I'm about to say. Go ahead and mark it off your bingo card, take a shot, because you hear me say it a billion times. What do you think I found at Dry Creek Falls? Out here in the middle of the freaking forest. People. Now, when I got up there, there was just one other asshole sitting there taking pictures and videos and all that. So whatever, there were two assholes, including me, sitting there taking videos and pictures. So I was waiting him out. He wouldn't leave, so I decided, screw it, I've got other things to do. I'm a very incredibly important, bald, ranting, bitching introvert. I got places to go. So I said, okay, and I left. Luckily, I chose that moment to leave, because lo and behold, coming up the trail at me, the hordes found the middle of the forest. I mean, I don't know how many people were coming. There were 4 or 5 or 6, but that's 4 or 5 or 6 people. That's a lot of damn people. That's as many people as populate my nightmares at any given second of the night. So I'm out of there. That's you know, the 2 mile in, 2 mile out waterfall from the trailhead. So there's going to be a few billion people apparently. But now I'm going deeper into the woods. Unfortunately, the jackass that was up there taking pictures with me, the other jackass, that person also went this way. So I'm not alone out here, and it sucks. Well, you can barely see it because all the mist shrouds of the apocalypse have risen from the ground apparently and are sitting right there, but there's the Columbia River right there, right over there, the wet looking thing. And that means, of course, I'm getting hit in the ear with the sound of the highway. So yeah, I'm not that far from civilization. It's down there. So when I'm attacked by the forest phantoms bearing their fangs, I will die slowly and bleed out right here on the trail, knowing that just probably about a mile away are happy people in their cars going to and from wherever they may be going to and from. And it's almost Christmas too, so I'll die bleeding out with the knowledge that people are going to go have a happy Christmas. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all of you. But until that happens, there's the Columbia River right over there. And I don't know, I'm on the Pacific Crest Trail in the middle of wherever the hell I am. I'm in some sort of mystery, Bigfoot infested, creepy horror woods. But at least I can hear the cars. So yeah, that's comforting. So I've been hiking and grumbling in the middle of the woods for such a long time now. I mean, at this point, I'm at 2.5 years of making these videos and running around like a maniac, whining, bitching, and complaining. But in the course of all that, I often wonder if I have actually literally lost my ability to communicate with other people because I spend so much time trying to avoid communicating with other people. But I am a polite weirdo, and I practice trail etiquette, and I'm usually always the one, not always, but about 99% of the time, I am the one who will get off the side of the trail and let whoever needs to pass, just because I consider that to be polite. And if they get away from me as fast as possible, then I can get away from them as fast as possible, and the nightmare will be over. However, because I don't socialize hardly at all, the only two individuals in my life that I spend any large amounts of time are my wife, and you know, she and I have been married for 10 years, so we're certainly not talking to each other, and my dog. So unfortunately, I think the only manners I have left and the only communication skills I have left are the ones I use in the dog, because there were just two, unfortunately two, not one, but two individuals who came up the trail and they started to get off, but I was like, no. So I got off the side of the trail and I looked at it and I'm like, go on, go on. Not on purpose, just out of habit, because that's what I say to my dog, 5 or 6 times daily. So I'm out here trying to herd hikers away from me using dog commands. So yeah, this is what isolation and insanity can do to a human brain after a prolonged period of time. Giving dog commands to other hikers. I mean, at least I'm communicating. I don't want to. I'm trying really hard not to, but they just need to go on and get as fast as possible. And the only way to get them to do that is to tell them to go on and get. At least I didn't give them a biscuit treat as they passed me. That's still some sort of humanity left in me, and it's some sort of progress. I think I just died a little bit inside. My heart was like, "Bah!" Because nature decided to nature.
And a tree limb way in the distance, nowhere near me.
I'm not in any danger, but a tree limb snapped, and it was a big, loud, exploding tree limb.
Although there's stuff falling next to me too.
So maybe nature's coming for me next. But yeah, a giant branch. It wasn't like a twig. It was a huge, giant branch snapped off, crashed down in the forest, and it was super quiet out here before that. It was like
ASMR out here. And I was relaxed and quiet and happy.
And then nature's like, you know what? F you, tree branch. And it crashed through the forest. So I think I'm okay. I didn't poop myself, but yeah, it was definitely a jump scare. Luckily, it was like a quarter of a mile away. So it's not, I'm not in any danger. Don't worry. Your hero is not in any danger. But nature's vengeful and angry, and maybe I am. I mean, it took out a tree branch. That could be me next. All right, so right down the trail from the branch that snapped and literally tried to kill me from like half a mile away,
we have this. These are called the pinnacles.
Actually, they're called the Something Creek Pinnacles, but I almost died back there. Not really, but I'm telling myself that I almost died back there. So for the life of me, I can't exactly remember what these things are called.
The something pinnacles. I guess I could hike up there, but given the fact that it's raining and it's slick
and it's freezing and trees are literally falling from the sky, I don't think I'm going to tempt my luck. But
this is the interesting geology that I was discussing earlier.
And also, there's absolutely no, I think I can see the Columbia River from here, and there's like a fog cloud hovering over it. So even if I did go up there, you're not gonna see much. So I'm gonna save myself a spine transplant, and I'm gonna stay down here on the flat ground. But
yeah, this is where we are. We found the pinnacles. And then right after these
is Pacific Crest Falls. I do remember that, even though a tree just literally came out of the forest and tried to eat me just a couple minutes ago. That didn't actually happen, but I'm pretending. So
yeah, there's the pinnacles.
And let's go find the other waterfall, and then let's get the hell out of these murder woods and off the Pacific Crest Trail and out of the freaking rain and weather and other people and trail runners, and go back to my car. So
there's the beautiful pinnacles.
And we're gone. Let's go. Okay, well that's awesome. And I actually just came up with this really cool idea that by the way, there's a waterfall right in front of me. And my idea is that instead of actually showing the waterfall, I'll just show my face and my reaction to this gorgeous waterfall right in front of me. And that should be enough to warm the hearts of all my viewers and drive my ratings through the roof, because you're just seeing how much joy and happiness this waterfall brings me. And then we'll just go back. I mean, we don't need to actually see any waterfalls. Just know that it brings me joy, and that should be all you need in life. Okay, that's a really dumb idea.
There's a damn waterfall. That is Pacific Crest Falls, literally right in front of me there.
And unlike the other falls, Dry Creek Falls, which was only 2 miles from the trailhead,
this is like 4.5.
so of course people can't be bothered to walk a couple of extra miles.
And this is gorgeous.
I'm gonna get closer so you get a better shot. But yeah, I guess just the joy in my eyes, if there's any such thing as joy in this entire body of mine, isn't enough. And oh, by the way,
the waterfall is now being obscured by the giant veil of death mist, which has just come down off the mountain.
Gotta love Sundays. Just gotta love Sundays. This is such a Sunday hike thing to happen out here.
But yeah, out there in the mist somewhere is a waterfall.
I'll try to get closer and get a better shot. All right, this is actually a decent turnaround point for a change. There's absolutely nobody here but me and
Whatever's lurking out there in the muck.
and
There's beautiful little creek right here. There's a beautiful waterfall,
which now you really can't see because literally the shrouds of misty hell have moved in. So
you can't really see the waterfall up there anymore, but you can see this.
you can definitely hear it.
And you can see all around me that
The hand of God is literally, well, the hand of God is putting grips on my camera, but the hand of God is literally gripping the whole Columbia River Gorge, and I'm slowly being squeezed into the palm of a giant deity.
but hey, there's a waterfall over there.
And we made it. I'm actually able to give a narration at this waterfall. I'm able to go on and on and on and ramble like the middle-aged weirdo that I am.
And we have some beautiful views. Well, we have beautiful views of mist.
Some people like that, I don't know. But yeah,
over there's a waterfall. There's some cool stuff there.
there's a bald, wet introvert here because it's raining. And there were geological features back there, and the trees were trying to kill me. So I think that's a hike. I think this is a great turnaround point, and I think I'm gonna go back now. Because you know what's in that direction? What really cool things in that direction? My car. Okay, Oregon hikers, here's a question for you. Why does it look like the little Pacific Crest Trail marker has been pelted by BBs? I'm looking at you, Oregon hikers. You are the same people that bring out X-Acto knives and paint pens and spray paint and cans of primer and Sherman-Williams cans and like paint over everything.
Why are you shooting the Pacific Crest Trail marker with BBs?
I mean, those aren't bullets because they didn't go through, but it looks like things, it's either that or someone's taking a hammer and going, wah, 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 wah. Why? A lot of you claim that graffiti and writing your name on trees and that type of stuff is art and is leaving a mark, but
What the hell does this count as? That's not art.
there is no artistic value in pelting a sign with BBs. Well, there's no artistic value in spray paint or paint pens either, but
This is just vandalism. Just pure, stupid, blatant vandalism.
and I blame you, Oregon hikers. I guess technically I'm an Oregon hiker, but obviously I'm not at fault because I'm the one pointing it out and making a rant, so I'm exempt. But yeah, seriously, what the hell is with behavior of other people on trails? They can't just keep their paint pens and spray paint and apparently BB guns and other weapons to themselves. They have to come out and do shit like this. People seriously need obedience training. I mean, we need to get like shock collars for people, and whenever they think or do something stupid, like, hey, there's a Pacific Crest Trail marker, let's shoot it. Just zap, 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 or even a spray bottle, just like tss, 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 tss. Because they're like dumb animals. They're like ridiculously stupid children that just don't understand that is a no. No, bad Oregon hikers, bad. Right, so I don't actually have an exact measurement of how many miles I have left on this hike because there wasn't an exact hike to Pacific Crest Falls. So I literally just jammed a couple of maps together to figure out, you know, to and from, although really I didn't need one because
This is the Pacific Crest Trail.
and I never got off the Pacific Crest Trail. So it was like, get on the Pacific Crest Trail and go that way. So I couldn't tell you if I'm a mile or 2 miles. I think I'm probably a little over a mile, maybe a little under a mile. Maybe I'm on a mile exactly. I don't know, it's a mystery. But what I can tell you is it is now a good time for us to do our trail rating. So remember, we rate our trails on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst possible scenario for an introvert, and that's Disneyland on the 4th of July. And that is a day in which Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, and Pluto have caused an insurrection. They have Make Disneyland Great Again hats. They are rioting in the streets. They are smashing into the stores on Main Street. They are putting up giant Make Disneyland Great Again signs on top of the Matterhorn. They are hooping, they are hollering, tourists are scurrying, they're screaming, fireworks are exploding, glass is smashing, and as usual, churros have been raised to $50 per 1 churro and $200 for 2 churros. How that math works, I don't know, but it's Disney math. It works in the long run. That's part of Disney magic. But it's loud, it's obnoxious, it's ridiculous, and it's introvert hell, the worst possible scenario for an introvert, and that's a 1 on our scale. So on the other end of the scale, at a 10, is introvert nirvana, introvert heaven, and that's the middle of a field in Antarctica with just you and your trained, bloodthirsty army of genetically mutated and genetically engineered sentient penguins. They will eat any other human except for you because you are their human overlord. And you're just in the middle of the field, hundreds of miles from anybody. If anybody comes by, quack, quack, snap, snap, penguin chow. And that, to me, with that amount of isolation and that amount of feathered protection, is introvert heaven. So on that scale of 1 to 10, awful to wonderful, this trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, this part of the Pacific Crest Trail, gets about, I'll give it a 5 or a 6. Unfortunately, the part up to Dry Creek Falls is busy. There's people here, there's people there, there's people saying hello, there's people saying good morning, there's people staring at you, there's people smiling at you, there's just people, and that's just wrong on so many levels. However, once you get past Dry Creek Falls, which is only about 2 miles from the Cascade Locks trailhead, it's wonderful because there's hardly anybody on the trail. You'll see 1 or 2 people here and there, but there's deep forests, there's spooky woods, well, today there's fog and rain, and here's the kicker on all of it. There's solitude. I mean, imagine that here in the Pacific Northwest. You can get away from other people for a little while. That's absolutely amazing. So on that scale, we'll give it a 6 overall because the trek up to Pacific Crest Falls was not terrible. It was great. There was hardly any people. But unfortunately, I am now back past Dry Creek. I'm almost to the trailhead, and so I'm seeing more people. But that's okay, because it's later in the afternoon, and I'm just about done. Now, misery index, scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being a complete fictional pipe dream. That's no misery whatsoever, and as you probably have seen on this video alone, let alone from all my other videos and other material that I make, I'm always miserable to one degree or another. There's never a time I'm not miserable, so a 1 can't happen. A 5, on the other hand, happens all the time, and that's the worst possible, most painful misery you can ever experience, and unfortunately for me, I break that scale constantly, and I'm usually at like a 5 quadrillion. Today, however, I was at a 4 or 4.5 in the parts where I unfortunately saw other humans, but those parts were few and far between, so I'm pretty much at my default, which is around a 2.5. And I'd go on and on about the trail rating and the misery index, but it's raining, and it's starting to rain harder and harder, so I don't want to be a wet, grumpy introvert. I'd rather scurry back to my car and be a nice, dry, grumpy introvert. So I'm going to wrap this up, but that's where we are on the trail rating. That's where we are on the misery index.
And this is where I am in the world in general.
So, I'm not exactly sure how close I am to the trailhead, but given that I can see buildings in the distance that were right near where the trailhead is, I think I'm pretty close. So, it is time for all of us to say our goodbyes. However, before we do that, let's do a quick recap. Today, I was out in the Columbia River Gorge near the Bridge of the Gods, hiking to Dry Creek Falls and Pacific Crest Falls. Now, along the way, well, we got to see some beautiful waterfalls, but we also got to see some cool geology and those, whatever the hell those things were. We got to see fog, lots of fog, mist everywhere, fog in the forest, fog in the cool geology, fog in front of the waterfall. Basically, it was all fog all the time. Unfortunately, we saw some people, but we also got to see beautiful trees, beautiful views. I mean, overall, it was not a terrible experience. But alas, it is time for us to part. And it is time for me to say to all of you, stay introverted. And of course, I'll see you in the next adventure.